The guru is live.
Hey, this is Real Estate Daily, and it's your real estate guru. We've got a great topic today because spring is coming and open houses go up everywhere. You know, when it comes to springtime, one of the fun things in real estate is that we have open houses. I love to take a tour of open houses in the spring, and I know that your clients love you to set up tours of open houses. So let's talk about putting your open houses on steroids. How do we do it? That's the topic for today, is how do we do a fantastic kicker open house? All right, let's get into it. Let's start off talking about what do most people do for open houses. We know that most people, how do they do it? Most people jump in and they do flyers. Flyers are a typical thing. And by the way, flyers are a good thing. None of these things are bad, but we're just starting this off with what do most people, most agents do for their client when it comes to an open house. It starts off with flyers. They do electronic flyers most usually. There's a product called Mondo Flyers and lots of other ones that are out there. You can send out electronic flyers, and of course it goes to the agents, and you're hoping the agents pass it forward to their people. They also put it in the MLS, which gets distributed out in the public comments. You can put it in the private as well, but you can put it in the public comments so that when it gets distributed out to all the different resources that are out there, people can actually see it. It's become very common for people to look for open houses, whether it's Zillow or Realtor.com or wherever you're looking for them, your clients, they're finding these things because they're in the public comments. By the way, I hope you're on fire as I am this morning. It's February 1st. It's time to really start focusing on spring because spring is already in the air. I promise you, spring is already in the air, and I hope you're sipping your coffee as I am this morning. I got a little Black Rifle Coffee Company coffee going this morning, a dark roast called Blackbeard, and I'm loving it. Okay, here we go. So flyers, certainly something that they love to do. What else do they like to do? Well, they like to do things like put up signs. They put up lawn signs, and that's terrific to put up a lawn sign. I am very pro putting up lawn signs still. I know there's a whole movement out there about don't put up a lawn sign, or I don't want my neighbors to know I'm selling. What do you care? I always thought that was odd from a seller's point of view. Why do you care that your neighborhood knows? By the way, we know statistically it's highly likely somebody in your neighborhood is going to buy that house. So of course you want to put up a lawn sign. But let me tell you, everybody puts up a lawn sign, and you should be putting up a lawn sign. That's an important thing to be doing. What about cards? You canvass the area with cards that there's an event coming. Cards are another good thing to be doing. You put up cards. So signs, cards, flyers, put it in the multi-listings. But this is what everybody does. By the way, take a second here. Let me back up just for a moment. Good morning, by the way. I get so excited about some of these topics. Good morning. And take a moment. Would you take a moment and like the video? It is so meaningful to us. I love it when I see all the likes down there and the happy faces. It really is meaningful to me. Also, I would love to hear your comments on the topic. What are you doing for open houses? How do you make your open house special and unique? How do you do that? Making an open house special and unique, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some hard work, but nobody told you getting into real estate was going to be easy. In fact, it's a hard job, but it's a job you can love to do. I certainly love it. I love planning the events for open houses. They're fun. Your seller gets so crazy excited about it. By the way, so follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of it. And if you hit the subscribe button in YouTube, let me give you a little secret here. You hit the subscribe button in YouTube, it's going to open up to you the Guru member only events. And starting this Wednesday, that's tomorrow, starting this Wednesday, we are digging deep into your business plan. We are taking a deep dive in the business plan, and not that crazy business plan stuff that it gets looked at once every 10 years. I'm talking about the weekly business plan that makes your business actually work. That's what we're diving into on the members only, the Guru members only. And you get into it by hitting that subscribe button. Take a minute, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, make a comment, and let's start building your business. All right, back to lawn signs. I love the whole thing about lawn signs because it's old-fashioned, it's physical. People can actually tell the house of which the point is that you're selling. That's really nice. It's nice in many aspects. But, you'll drive down the road wondering what house actually is it, because there's this tiny little sign in the corner. You want your sign out there prominent. Right in the front, prominent. So what else do people do, by the way? They do cookies. Very common. They do some kind of a food item. Again, I'm not against that. They do cookies. They'll do like the 3 balloons on the sign, and they come on in and have a cookie. And that's a wonderful thing. I always say you should have something to eat there. But we need to start thinking about how to change up. How do you make the open house something else? But before we get into that, we want to talk about why open houses. You and I, we're professionals at this. This is what we do for a living. So I'm telling you things you probably know, but let me remind you of a couple of them. We know that national statistics on this, only 2% of the houses sell because of an open house. It's crazy, though, how excited people get because of the open house, because it represents something. It doesn't represent getting an offer usually, because the offer will likely come because of other advertising that you're doing 98% of the time. That's kind of crazy. However, it represents to the seller that it's game on time, and you are presenting in front of your seller. You're presenting a show in front of your seller, but way bigger than that. What are you doing? You are getting a list of buyers for that local neighborhood that you're involved in. And yes, you should be prepared for the buyers and other homes to show them and planned tours for them. Even if it's other agents from your office, you need to have a plan to take people on tours of the other houses in that area, because they're probably not having open houses. So you need an agent to get in. What an amazing opportunity for you to build your business. Another thing you're looking to build for, and why this needs to come off so well and better than the average open house. You are demonstrating to the neighborhood, to the other people in the neighborhood, that you are the professional that can sell the home. And you can cause insights into the industry, insights into the market, and a marketing blitz of activity for the home. And you want them to see it. So, of course, you want to invite all the neighbors. It blows my mind when people say, well, I wish the neighbors wouldn't come. Are you out of your mind? Come on, people. It's often the neighbors that buy the house or know a friend or family or their kids that buy the house. That is so often. So let's talk. We already talked about everything that people actually do. Let me get another sip of coffee here. Slow down just a second. Okay, we've been talking about things that people do. Now, what do great agents like you, the ones that are focused on your career, the ones that are building your career and making a big dent in the market, what do you do? And what should you be doing? You should be doing a party. It's party time. Why do an open house and have a boring open house? That makes no sense to have a boring open house. You are putting on a party. Think about this as a barbecue for the community. You're inviting the community in, since we know that many of the homes will sell to the people associated with the people right there in that community. Put on a barbecue, a party style atmosphere is what you want to be driving for that home. To engage people to get there for the party, in addition, you want to put on some kind of, I'll call it the coat drive. A coat, and you don't have to do a coat drive, but I'm just using that as an example. So a coat drive would be the kind of thing where you're collecting coats for the homeless. You're going to give them away to SnowCap or Salvation Army or Goodwill or whoever you're giving them to. Make it prominent in your advertising of this that you will be collecting for this cause. You want to have a separate tent up on the property that people show up and can give that item right there. This is adding to the party atmosphere. This is adding to your community goodwill. It's adding to your integrity. This is showcasing your skill sets as being connected to the community. You need to put on a party. It's party time. It's an open house. I went to some of the most boring open houses, and I know you have as well. But I went to some of those. You show up and there's nothing going on. You even wonder where the agent is. They're asleep, maybe in the back chairs somewhere. There's just nothing going on, and you feel bad for the seller because there's nothing happening. Mostly, I feel bad for the agent, because the agent could have turned it up and made something happen for themselves in this fantastic opportunity. A lot of people have told me, well, in a seller's market, Rod, there's just no time for an open house. That is silly. That is silly advice. In fact, it's just the contrary to that. In a seller's market, let's jack it up. Let's get it going. Let's get the party on. Everybody likes to come to a party. By the way, all parties have a couple things going on. They have balloons. You need to have balloons. They have music. You need to have music. It would be wonderful, of course, if you had a local, right from that community, local band or something there. Now, that's a little more rare to do, and it might be kind of costly for you. However, if it's available to you, don't pass it up. People are attracted to music things. Now, this is not going to go on a long time. You need to keep this limited enough, because the neighborhood's going to be full of people for this party. So to keep the anxiety low for the community, you need to canvass the community and prepare the community for the event. And say in the documentation that you're going to, go around the neighborhood and hand this out, starting at least a week ahead of time. And it needs to be done at least twice. You're preparing the community for a fun party event. It's going to be an open house party. Well, as part of this party, you want to say in there, I understand that having this kind of event may have some trash in the area. I personally, as the agent, will be going around and cleaning up the area, and I would like to hear from you if you happen to have some trash in your area that was missed, because I want to make sure we leave your community clean. This is so meaningful to the community. You have established credibility right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, you're establishing credibility with them. That is incredible to do. Now, by the way, if you're enjoying this, I would love it. Just as a reminder, hit that like button. I just love it so much that people hit the like button, and of course make the comments. Tell me, how are you in the comments getting the attention of the community? How are you engaging the community with the attention of this huge event that you're spending your time? The most valuable thing that you have is time. And you're giving your time, your efforts over to this open house, and now an open house party. Well, let's pull it off correctly. Also in Facebook, there's this thing called Facebook events. You can create an event calendar inside Facebook and send it out to all your sphere, your colleagues. You can go look up the people in the area and send out the event so they know that it is coming. Well, this will alert people on their calendar that this event is happening. They'll say to themselves, oh, if they're in the neighborhood, oh, this person dropped off a flyer, and now I see the event is on this date. Here it comes. You're making people aware of it in multiple ways. You don't want this to come out of nowhere. What you don't want to have happening is people say, if I had only known the event was going to take place, I would have been there. That's not what you want. What you want is expectation. What you want are people to be aware. You want mental and awareness of this. You want the top of mind awareness that people are engaged with you and they're talking about it. You need to do a video about the upcoming open house party. Interview your homeowner. Now, some homeowners will not do this, but if they will, interview the homeowner about their excitement of where they're going to. Maybe they are headed off for a warmer part of the country, or they're heading off to be close to grandkids, or whatever it is. If they're willing to do a 2-minute interview, and you can post that on Facebook as well. This creates an active buzz. Of course, you're going to link the event in with it. Obviously, you're going to do the interview, and of course, you link the event. Join us for a send-off party during the open house party for the owners that are in your neighborhood. You will create such a buzz of people that people will be swarming. And what you want those people swarming around because they're all telling their friends. And what just happened? Well, the people in the area are watching. You're always being watched. As a professional, you're always being watched. You're being watched on how professional you are. Are you doing what you said you would do? And when it comes time for them to sell their house, who are they going to think of? They're going to think of the person who put on the dry open house down the street that nobody knew of? Probably not. They're going to think of the person who put on the community party and collected coats to give away to the homeless and children. Probably, yes. That's what they're going to think of, because you have engaged the community in a dynamic event called an open house party. It's different than just an open house. Yes, it will take you more work. Yes, it's more to do than just putting cookies out. And yes, it's more to do than just putting this sign in the yard. It's work. Because remember, being a realtor doesn't mean you get out of all the work. It's you get to do work that you love. You got into the industry because you love it, and I believe strongly that you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be with me as one of the Guru members. I absolutely know you're with me because you love your career and you want to build your career. I've told you many times, and I'll tell you now, one of my personal goals is to grow your career. Put assets, put skill sets in your pocket directly. How else can I say this? I want to put resources in your pocket directly that will build your business today. Absolutely today. Now, let me tell you, we have coaching programs, one-on-one coaching programs that dig deep. They dig deep into your business. We hit some of this, of course, in the Guru members only. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel to get to that. Further than that, we have coaching programs that are one-on-one that you can go and attach to. And we will help you dig deep and get that business in 22 that you deserve, your family deserves, and your children deserve. Let's build your business. Next, we have a Kickstarter course. And the course itself, well, it digs deep into two different things categorically. Number one is putting business in your pocket today. You have to have business today to survive. But then second, we talk long term. How do we put business in your pocket long term? Those are focuses of our course and why it is so crazy successful, because people are putting business in their pocket long term. And that's how it is happening. That's how it works. That's the real work, the real business of real estate. It's not easy work. It's hard work. But it's work that I believe you love, as I do. Otherwise, why would you have spent so much time getting licensed? Just like on our open house events, why would we spend so much time putting together an open house to have it dull? That makes no sense. We don't want a dull open house. We don't want it where nobody shows up and we waste the resources that we have. What we want is an open house on steroids. We want a party atmosphere open house, and there is a way to pull this off by having the party type of barbecue, community event, advertised as a community event, advertised through Facebook, having something like a coat drive, bringing the people in, and engaging in the community. It's so critical to pull this off because it's part of your future business. Your future business is tied at the hip critically to these kind of events. If all you do this year is be the person of your office, because a lot of agents hate open houses. They find no value in them, which is ridiculous. They say it's an old-fashioned skill. I can't get anything out of it. And I laugh at that because, yes, it's old-fashioned, but you have to sharpen the skill with the edge of year 2022. You have to put a 22 edge on it. You can't use it from 10 years ago. It doesn't work. But the concept sharpened appropriately with the year 22 edge will work. You can't just show up and put a sign out front, open house, and put cookies. That doesn't work anymore. It doesn't excite people anymore. And if that's what they're doing, they're absolutely right. They need to not do it. They're wasting their cookies. They're wasting their time, their resources. But if you put together a community party for the open house, suddenly you're going to find yourself flooded in with other inquiries of how did you do this? This is amazing. I watched you do my friend's house down the road. Of course, you're going to be handing out your cards like water. You're going to be handing them out all over the place. People are going to know who you are. You're doing a community event for some kind of a coat collection. You are doing a community event of going back and cleaning up the community. You know, it doesn't take long. Go walk the community with a garbage bag. And people will come out and they will appreciate you. They will want to know who you are. And this is so different than anything they've ever seen. They haven't seen someone come around with an event like this and then come back to their community. Of course you want to be seen. You absolutely want to be seen doing this. Stop and engage them with the conversation and have a pocket full of your business cards. It behooves me that people go out in the community without a pocket full of business cards. I always have at least 30 business cards on me at all times. I have them with me in my little sling. And I hand them out constantly. And then back in the car, I have a whole box of them, so I can keep refreshed in them. I hand out a lot of cards. It is one of the smartest advertising components that can go along with open houses, as well as anywhere else that you're at and doing that you could ever do, because the business card still has meaning and it's cheap. It's pennies. It's absolutely pennies to give them out. Why would you not give it out? You're giving something out with usually your picture on it, your personal phone number on it, your email on it. You're giving them, and it's a direct thing. You're putting it in their hand. That is a little rare in today's marketing, that so much of it is internet-based. And I'm all for internet-based marketing, but there has to be a mixture. And doing this kind of event puts you in a perfect mixture. Doing the open house party puts you in the perfect mixture of the event. You get to do the electronic part of the event. You get to do the physical part of the event. You're actually there, and you're going back. You start off, prior to the event, dropping off things at people's homes. And then you do the event, and then you go back. And you're policing the area with a garbage bag. You won't find that much, by the way. It'd be rare to, but the point is, you're seen going through and doing it. And that makes you a rock star in the industry of real estate, because almost nobody else is doing that. And people will be impressed that you are willing to come back and pull that off, and they'll be talking to you about listing their house, about friends that are looking to buy a house, about friends that are looking to sell a house, and suddenly your sphere just went on steroids. This is Real Estate Daily. I am your real estate guru. We've been talking today about open house parties and building your business. I'll be talking to you tomorrow.